Thanks for tuning in to another new AMP podcast. My name is Ben Dubose, and I'm a news editor with the AMP Publications team. As part of that role, I create content for the Association for Materials Protection and Performance, which is known by the acronym of AMP for short, and its member magazines, specifically Coatings Pro Magazine and Materials Performance Magazine. Back in the spring, we were on site in Nashville, Tennessee for the 2025 AMP Annual Conference and Expo. With about 5,600 attendees and 370 or so exhibitors, 45 sponsors, it was a very successful show, and you can find out all the details about that event at our publication and association websites, as well as the Show Daily homepage at showdaily.amp.org. Anyway, among those exhibitors, several took part in sponsored exhibitor spotlight interviews, which were led by the editorial staff within our AMP Publications team. Each was a few short minutes in length, with the focus being on a new product, technology, or service that's bringing some sort of benefit to the industry in 2025 and beyond. So on this podcast, we're going to play back some of those interviews with an emphasis on those related to our Coatings Pro and Materials Performance audiences. Let's play those back.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kerry Cole, editor with AMP Media, and we're here at the 2025 AMP Annual Conference and Expo with Will Mays, who's the Director of Product and Corporate Strategy for MOBILTEX Core Talk. Will, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Kerry.
So can you tell our viewers a little bit about Core Talk?
Yeah, totally. So Core Talk is a leading vendor for remote monitoring and field instrumentation for the cathodic protection space. So what we do is we design, build, manufacture, support, and serve essentially, remote monitoring equipment and field instrumentation for the cathodic protection space in terms of pipeline operators that are regulatory, driven to collect data on their assets to prove that they're meeting the specific criteria to avoid corrosion. So we build technology. We've been doing it for over 3 decades now. And we've been, involved in a number of evolutions in the market and really trying to, be innovative and bring new concepts to the market. So our solutions are kind of hardware driven. We have remote communications components of those. And then we have software in the cloud that delivers that data to the operators, desks essentially.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. How about Core Insights? How does that extend your remote monitoring and field instrumentation products?
Yeah, so Core Insights is kind of a fundamental shift for MOBILTEX and for our Core Talk business line. As I mentioned, our remote monitoring products and our field equipment have largely been focused on providing kind of remote visibility into the performance of critical cathodic protection assets like a rectifier, like a bond, like a test station. And we're providing that data to these operators to use in their compliance programs. What Core Insights enables operators with is essentially a future fit cloud-hosted platform for managing the entire spectrum or workflow of that compliance program. So not only are we now providing data to that, but we're actually providing the solution that people can manage their entire CP program. So there's an expansion of that asset base that we're now providing solutions for, but also other types of surveys like indirect surveys like CISD, CVG, et cetera. And in the future, other types of data that we want to kind of bring into this to really enhance the ability to analyze these types of issues that these operators face. So there's new hardware tools associated with that in terms of data collection that we haven't had in the past. And then really just a full ecosystem and a new platform for delivering kind of that whole regulatory compliance program more efficiently.
Thank you for explaining.
Yeah.
So how does the platform bridge gaps that exist with current solutions?
Yeah, so there's a number of things that we're trying to, improve or provide, improvements in terms of the solutions for the market. Some of them are macro. Or for example, I mentioned, cloud-hosted, future-fit, architected solutions. So this is really just realizing that in 2025, the CP industry should have modernized solutions for performing these activities, right? And there's obviously the scale of computing power and technologies has been tremendous the past couple of decades, and so the I guess, the languages and the database constructs and all of that fun technical stuff that we're leveraging for this platform are all kind of future fit and really for this time that we're in. So what that actually unlocks on a practical level is the ability to kind of increase performance. It's the ability to get data into the platform and out of the platform in much more efficient ways. And it's really just that future potential for unlocking some of the analytical solutions that we could potentially look at as well. So that's kind of a new construct, and it's really a gap that broadly the cathodic protection industry has. Now, on the micro level, there's also some features, around our data collector that are fundamentally different from what's been offered to the market in the past. We do 3 different types of surveys on one device. We also have higher sampling rates that you can allow, basically higher resolution look into things like interruption waveforms and stuff like that. So yeah, so a bit of macro and micro, but yeah, we're pretty excited about the problems we're trying to solve.
Excellent, thanks. What's the long-term vision you have for the platform?
Yeah, so I kind of touched on some of this stuff, but really we're just so excited to kind of shift the area of impact that we have within our operating partners, compliance programs, and what that really unlocks for us in the long run in terms of the insight that we can, drive for these partners that we have. So when you think about a remote monitoring system or a cathodic protection system in the future, you have, maybe more remote monitoring on these networks, a bit more automation, a bit more data flow coming back from these systems. But you also have the platform that helps you manage that data in an efficient way. So you don't have data overload. You're not experiencing issues that you could potentially have at present if you scaled up that strategy. And then I guess on the practical side, in terms of, some of the tools that we've been exploring around analytics and trying to understand how we can try to predict behavior, having more data within this platform around, metadata associated with rectifier installations, et cetera, will really drive our ability to provide that insight to the operator. So we're pretty excited. I think there's some fundamental shifts in terms of, the way that budgets are spent in the integrity space could be unlocked by solutions like this.
Right. Well, thank you for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I guess no. I mean, we launched a product at the show. We're super excited about it, as you can tell. We're still actively developing it, but we'll have kind of more news for market as the spring and the summer evolves. So if people are interested, please go to mobiltex.com/core insights, and we'll keep people posted there with all the fun stuff that we're up to. So
Terrific.
yeah.
All right. Well, again, this is Kerry Cole, editor with AMP Media, with Will Mays of MOBILTEX Core Talk. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Gary. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Ben Dubose here, news editor, AMP Publications. Thrilled to be joined by John Mogensen, Managing Director, ROCKWOOL Technical Installation.
Thank you. Very excited to be here with my team of strong colleagues. It's always great to be at AMP, where we can share some knowledge. And this year, some exciting news. We have won our Innovation Award of the Year with our new CR Tech product, which we're very proud about.
Yes, and you should be. We'll get to the product. Let's start with the company. Give us some background about ROCKWOOL.
Yeah, so ROCKWOOL Technical Insulation is part of the ROCKWOOL Group, global leader within stone wool insulation. And the technical insulation piece, we are producing stone wool for industrial applications and addressing acoustics, thermal, fire performance, and also corrosion on the insulation.
So CR Tech, that's one of the MP Corrosion Innovation of the Year Awards winners class of 2025. Tell us more about the innovation.
Yeah, so CR Tech, our corrosion-resistant technology, is about addressing the industrial challenges we have with corrosion on the insulation. And it works in a way where we have an inhibitor on the inside of our stone wool insulation pipe sections that addresses corrosion in case water gets into the pipe system.
So as far as the award specifically, what does that mean for you all?
Yeah, so the award makes us all proud. First and foremost, of course, strong work by the innovation team bringing this technology to life, but also very, very good performance of the marketing team and the commercial team of bringing it into market, where we see already a strong demand from our customers. And lastly, of course, also the customers themselves. They see here a third party recognizing this novel technology.
As far as the future, I know this award is just one part of your journey. What does ROCKWOOL's future look like?
Well, it looks like more growth and more innovation. We are planning to expand our capacity in Western US in a foreseeable future. And we have also recently got an approval to do a $100 million investment in Marshall, Mississippi, where we will also bring some of this tech technology into the market from there.
Good stuff. Folks, that is John Mogensen, Managing Director, ROCKWOOL Technical Installation. Thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your insight. All right, well, that will do it for this collection of Exhibitor Spotlight interviews. I'm Ben Dubose, news editor with the AMP Publications team. And as we mentioned off the top, if you want more information about the 2025 AMP show, you can find that at any of our publication or association websites, amp.org, coatingspromag.com, materialsperformance.com, and also our Show Daily page, which can be found at showdaily.amp.org. That's got all the daily news coverage from throughout the event, which was held in early April out in Nashville, Tennessee. You can also follow us on social media across various platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter/X, and more. Just search for AMP or one of those publication brands at your platform of choice, and you should be able to engage with us on a daily basis. All right, until next time, this is where we will break. On behalf of our AMP Publications team, I'm Ben Dubose. I appreciate you so much for listening, and please come back soon for more new episodes.